Good morning. Happy Monday. We're gonna start to get ready. I actually have like the easiest, most chill day. I'll just kind of pop it up on the screen here. It's late. It's almost 9 a.m. I've been up for an hour, but I've just kind of been like chilling in bed because I knew that today was going to be so chill. And we did have a bit of a fun day yesterday, as you saw. So I was like, why work harder than I have to? Why not give myself a little more recovery? So here we are. First on the docket, client at 10 a.m. in person. It's right down the street, so it only takes me 5 minutes to walk there. Then I'm going to stay and do my workout. I do have a lower body day today. Then I have to edit a YouTube video, and then I have one more client at 3 p.m. virtually, and then that's it. Otherwise, today's gonna be pretty chill, which honestly I prefer for a Monday. I don't really love jumping into a work week like 100% full force. I prefer to like ease my way into it. Last week was like a very busy Monday and Tuesday, and I feel like it just kind of ruined the whole week for me. Very minimal makeup today since I'm really not seeing anyone. All right, we're back. I am gonna jump into some editing. Before we do that though, I actually realized I got like, just kind of like some supplies for running. So I wanna go through them real quick. I did already unpack everything, but we're gonna do a little haul. So I got this little water bottle. It just kind of like clips onto your run belt. It has mixed reviews. One of the things says that it does leak a little bit, but I did get the one that has this like top on it. So hopefully it doesn't leak, but just as I'm running more outdoors and it's like 90 degrees outside, I feel like this is going to be a necessity, especially as I'm adding more mileage. Also, bam, look at how cool I look. I look like a real runner. I also really like the sides. I think those are pretty. I also got not one, not two, but 3 pairs of shorts. They're all a little different. These have like a little, like a cross top, and they're nice and flowy. These are a little bit more just like straight athletic shorts. They do have pockets, which will be nice. And then these I feel like are almost like skirt looking like, and then it has like a back pocket there. Yeah, I've realized running outdoors in the summer in like leggings, not an option, and I have like a pair of shorts like this, so it was time to invest. What else did I get? Oh, 2 more things. I got more electrolytes. Honestly, I'm not super picky on electrolytes. The number one thing I'm looking for is like, how is it sweetened? So like the added sugar, these don't have any added sugar. So that's why I really like these. I also like the fact that they have a little bit more salt, because especially if you're running outside, you're gonna lose sodium faster than your other electrolytes. And having a little bit more salt is also good for nausea. And I have had many instances where at the end of my run, when I try to push, I get nauseous. So I really like those. And then these just came like highly recommended. They're little salt stick fast chews. I did get these for nausea. So this is something I'm just gonna like throw a few in my little like run pouch and just make sure I have them in case I start to feel nauseous. Turns out running is an expensive hobby, but here we are. So anyway, we're gonna go edit a video. We have one more client today, and that's it. Honestly, today's super, super easy, like I said earlier, which I'm really grateful for, because I'm also just feeling a little low energy. But I did hit 2 PRs in my workout, which is great. So let's edit. bright and early. It is just after 6. We have a client at 7. Let's get ready. So kind of a long day, but nothing like insane. I have a client at 7 at her apartment. She lives in like a luxury building, so there's a gym, so we just work out there. Then I'm gonna come home. I have 2 virtuals in a row, and then I have a hair appointment, which is very much needed. Yikes. So just a little cut and color, and then I have a virtual at 4:45, and then one more in-person client, so I'll be done by 7 tonight. Definitely, no. Oh, great. Definitely a long day, but most of it's going to be spent sitting in a chair, so I guess that's kind of it for the morning update. I don't really have anything else to say. I also literally just woke up like 6 minutes ago, so I'm going to keep putting my face on. I will see you later. That was one of the most frustrating days ever. My hair looked good. I'm gonna try not to dwell on how annoying this day was because, you know, there are literally people dying. It's not that big a deal. Long story short, my train was delayed on my way to my hair appointment because someone jumped the turnstile, and now they're doing this thing where like they're really prioritizing tackling people and stopping, you know, the whole train service for $2.90. Make that make sense. So I was already like rushed and worried and just like delayed going in. Then it's fine. It happens. But then my hairdresser was like 45 minutes late, which was worrisome because I had like a hard out like by 3:45. Luckily, she still got me out. Actually like 3:05, which was great. And then I was like, all right, smooth sailing. I got on the L at 8th Ave, took it across Union Square, go upstairs. The N is right there. I'm like, oh, amazing. We're going to get home so I can eat. Then we get to Lexington, which is like 1 stop away from Queens. Everybody got off the train. Train's out of service. We're going to back this out of the station, but there's a train right behind us that's going to Queens. Okay. So everyone gets out. It takes them like 10 minutes just to make sure like everyone's off the train, whatever. They back it out of the station. The station now is packed. Like if you've ever been, so like on the like WR line at Lexington at 59th Street, you know that shit gets dangerously crowded. So we're all huddled on the platform, hoping no one moves wrong. And then 10 minutes later, an R train pulls in. Not my train, but I'm like, close enough. I'll hustle home. I get on the train immediately. Everyone off the train. It's not going to Queens. We're going to back it out, but there's another one right behind us. I'm like, bitch, I know that game. Absolutely not. So I look at like MTA bus time, and the Q101 is leaving in 6 minutes, and I'm like, I can do it. I fucking sprint from 59th and Lexington to 61st and 2nd in 4 minutes, 2 minutes to spare. Now it's 4 o'clock. I have a virtual client at 4:45, okay? I'm like, 45 minutes. This should take 25 minutes to get back home. And we're like before rush hour too, so we're good. Honestly, the traffic was fine. It's the fact that once we got on the Steinway in Astoria, not only is the double parking in this neighborhood insane, but also just everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like at Broadway, the back doors open because people were getting off. Like 20 children just flooded on without paying, which I'm just like, I don't care, let's just go. People were like, they didn't pay back here. I'm like, shut the fuck up. So then the bus driver's like, you gotta come up and pay. And they're going back and forth. 10-minute ordeal. I'm like, just drive, please. Now it's like, I'm having the same thing as last night. just doing leftovers. Kevin and I were supposed to do dinner together before he left for his show, but I didn't have time to prep anything. And then he didn't have time either. It was my job tonight. And so he ate without me. And now I'm just having leftovers. So anyway, the double parking and then the children. And then the last crazy thing was like, literally we were like sandwiched. Like if you've ever seen videos of like Japanese subways being like super crowded, people pushing them in, that's what it was like. We get to like the next avenue and someone with a wheelchair wants to get on. Clear off, like clear a spot. You people have to get up and move. And people are like, I'm not getting off the fucking bus. Like they have to wait for the next one. Which, sorry, I agree with. If there's room, yeah. But that shit was packed. So that was another 10-minute delay. And finally, I get off that bus at 4:42. Fucking sprint in. Never peed so fast in my life. I text Kevin and I go, open the door. Opened up Zoom right at the top of our session. And then had to like literally, like 20 minutes before my next client, power walk down to the gym, and then came home, and here we are. So that was a day. It kind of sucked. I'm glad my hair looks good. I don't know if it looks good anymore, because I've now just fucking ran everywhere. This lighting's bad, but it looks good. I didn't really get much chopped off. I want to keep it long. So I think we're gonna call it a day here, because I am in a really bad mood. I just want to sit here, there, and dissociate. Nothing but it. But Zoe's looking at me, so let's look at her. Look at this creepy little gremlin. Look at this. Let's get closer. Hello? Would you like to say hi? This is her summer cut. I don't think we've seen it yet, actually, in this video. Before anyone yells at me saying you shouldn't shave your cat, the vet literally does it and told us to. She's like, who are we talking to? Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? I'm gonna steal a butt kiss. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. All right. Oh, it's a shame I have to ruin this. Look how pretty she is. Let's talk about the schedule. It's currently 6:10. I have same client as yesterday, 7 a.m. So I'm going to be at her home gym. Then I am immediately going to do my speed run. My speed run today is same as it's been for the last 2 weeks. It's a quarter to half mile warm-up run. Then I have to do 4 sets of 800-meter tempo runs, and then a 2-minute walk break in between. And then my cool down is the same as the warm up, quarter to half mile. Week 1 of this block, I did it on the treadmill. And I just found it like really challenging to hold a higher pace for the 800-meter intervals. So I was like, you have a track in your neighborhood. Why don't you go do that? So last week I did it at the track. I enjoyed it more, but I unfortunately decided to do it at 3 p.m. during a heat wave. So it was like 95 degrees, direct sunlight. Pretty miserable. So today I was like, I'm going to do it on the track. Unfortunately, with my schedule, I either have to do it in the morning or in that same slot where I know it's going to be brutal. So I'm doing it immediately after this client. So I'm quite literally running from her apartment to the park as the warm up. We'll do it, run back as the cool down. And then I need to be back here at 9:15 because I have a virtual client. Then I have another virtual at 10:15. Then I have to do some laundry. Then my last client of the day is at 12:15. So I'm done at 1, which is awesome. So then I'm going to eat in there at some point. And then I'm going to go to the gym, do my upper body workout. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to edit a video. And then I'll be done at 5. So I prefer this type of day to what was yesterday. Yesterday was also hell, but we're moving past that. I think I'm going to go makeupless today because it's 2025 and I can do what I want. I'm just going to sweat it all off running these 800-meter intervals anyway. Okay, so I'm going to continue to wake up. Let me show you what I'm going to put in my run belt. I laid all this out last night because I knew I wouldn't be firing on all cylinders. Had my belt, my headphones, chapstick. I have some cash over here that I'm going to put in here. Card and ID, my new sunnies. I'm going to try these out today. I'm not going to take this, but like just in case, I'm going to throw a gel in there. I'm going to bring one of these guys. And then I think I'm going to wear that. Different shorts, different top. Great. Why? 2 rows. hold this base. Make sure we're not just dropping down and doing a hang snatch. Make sure you're really sending the butt back. All right, 2 rows. Split clean, right leg back. Your working arm is gonna row in this incline plank. So it's gonna be lots of oblique, lots of shoulder, lots of back, lots of inner thigh.
And then talk about what categories you are going to be next. All right? You have 3 minutes in your breakout rooms to do those 3 things. Let's see if I can do it.
Weights are on either side of you. The 30 is just there for counterbalance. We're gonna row the 35 for 12 reps. Yes, there you go.
Right, we are on our way to the gym. Speed workout was earlier, ample recovery time, had a meal. Now we're gonna do our upper body. In terms of upper body stuff today, super simple. We have like 4 exercises and a little kettlebell EMOM at the end. I'll show you a few clips here and there. My gym is a little picky about people filming, which I fully respect. So I also just want to respect the people around me. So we're feeling good. We're done with clients for the day. So after this, all we're gonna do is edit some YouTube videos. So great. A whistle never hurt anybody, you know? Let's do it.
It's dinner time. So I'm boiling some water. I'm gonna make a little pasta dish. Kevin is out again tonight. He's also out again tomorrow. So I'm gonna make enough for 2 nights. We're gonna do this chickpea spaghetti. This is from Aldi. This was like a limited time option. They always have like rotini and penne, but they never really have spaghetti. So I was like, let's try it. We're gonna do some ground chicken and spinach mixed in with the pasta. And then I'm probably just gonna do like olive oil, garlic, and like Parmesan for the sauce. I'm a simple girl. And after that, I do have a little bit of admin work I still have to get done, which isn't ideal, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes when you work for yourself. I'm also starting to rev up to prep for when I'm away next month. So I'm kind of like prepping a little bit extra each week right now in June, July. Where am I? So that I can take 2 weeks off and I don't have to work really. So that's the goal. Work extra now so I can take 2 full weeks off. So yeah, I'm gonna finish making this and then we're just gonna chill on the couch, do that admin work, wait for Kevin to get home, and I guess we'll talk again in the morning. You wanna jump up? Come on. Come on. You can do it. Jump up. Does it have to feel right? Okay. Good morning. I feel like my hair actually like held up pretty well after that speed run yesterday. I mean, I wouldn't wear it out like this, but anyway, good morning. Let's get ready for the day and chat about it. So it's about 7:50. I got up at 7. Just been doing some admin work, lowering the cat on my lap. Only one of those things was successful. So I have a virtual consultation for a potential new custom programming client at 8:30. That's basically a service where I just like write programming for you to do on your own. So I always do a free call first just to make sure it's a good fit for everybody. Then at 11, I'm teaching a class on Zoom in the Fit Club. It's a full body stability class. The 4-week stability program is relaunching. In like 2 weeks. I gotta finish up. This year I decided with all the programs in the Fit Club and like everything that I offer. I talked about this in my 2025 goals video a little bit, but I always try to pick like an actionable verb for the year that's kind of my focus and then I can branch out all of the little subtasks from there. But my main goal with the Fit Club was just to really refine. So refine the offerings, refine the programming, refine the verbiage, the branding, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just going in to any of the programs that I feel like are worth saving this year. I'm actually almost through all of them, and just giving them a little facelift and a little update. Some of that is programming. Some of that is like filming. I just have better equipment now, better studio space. So the two other ones, I've done a few this year. I think there's only 2 left after this. The Move and Mobility program is going to get a relaunch October, and then the Functional Strength one is going to have a revamp in December, I believe. And I do just want to brainstorm about like how many programs are even offered. I don't want there to be, you don't want to fall in that trap of like there's so many options that then people get like decision fatigue and they don't end up doing anything. So just kind of finding that fine line, and I'll have to figure out like, well, how often do I put out a new program in the future? Because I feel like I kind of got myself into this situation when I was just like first building everything out, and I was like, new program every single month. But then it was, I don't want to say rushed, but like obviously now I'm like going back and fixing a lot of things. So I guess rushed. So now I just need to figure out like, okay, well, how often am I putting out a new program? Because I also, like, I have a lot of people who've been around for years at this point, which is incredible. I want to make sure they're not getting bored and they have nothing new to do. So just thinking about that for the future. So anyway, after that, I'm doing something very exciting. Bell Mechanics, which is the kettlebell certification I have. I did a whole video earlier this year on that process. They do a mentorship that I'm not in at the moment, but Sam, the founder, asked me to come speak about basically my experience utilizing YouTube as like a sales funnel. Does this all sound familiar? This is stuff that I talked about at Belfast, but I really hated how that went. So this is my redemption arc. I don't think it went like poorly at Belfast. I've talked about this already. I just feel like I wasn't like super confident in anything that I was talking about, because everything I do over, well, here on YouTube, is very much self-taught in terms of like, creating a sales funnel over to my business. So I was like, I don't have authority to talk on this. And I just feel like I wasn't speaking with authority. Really all people are asking me to do is share my own personal experience, and I have authority on that. So redemption today. Then I have an in-person client at a local gym at 2. Then I'm going to stay there and get in my 30-minute run. Then I've got a edit class from today. And then I have one more virtual client at 4:45. So not a bad day at all. Pretty light. We've got some fun stuff in there. I would love to know, since we're kind of chatting like business related things right now as we're getting ready, I'd love to know your thoughts on like just kind of my, not dilemma with programming in the Fit Club, but yeah, I just feel like, right now I utilize most of the live class spots to film things that I will then use in a program. I'm like double dipping, because there's people who really only like to take the live classes for accountability, and then there's people who prefer to do programming on their own time. I kind of get the best of both worlds there in terms of like using my time wisely. But once I'm done revamping all these programs, like what do I do? Like I think there's a few different options. Like obviously it could be more just like kind of any other almost like fitness app where, some new content gets uploaded here and there, but it's kind of just this like self-sustaining evergreen thing that just like lives and it's like more passive income. So that's an option. But again, my dilemma is like there's people who have been around for so long. Will they basically like get through everything and they're like, well, I want something new, so I'm going to go somewhere else. So the other path that I see is more like, do I put out longer programs that kind of carry people through like before a new one drops? But I've just found that like most people actually do prefer the 4-week programs. The longest I feel like I can get away with is 8. I am also trying something new in August because I didn't want to teach any live classes. I want to give myself, it's like kind of my vacation month. But I'm doing this thing called Community Lift Club, which is basically, I'm looking at it as like small group training, but on Zoom. So right now when I teach my live classes, they're very much prioritized for filming for a program. So I'm not giving adjustments. I'm not like really getting feedback. Like obviously if someone needs something, I always say drop it in the chat and then I'll just like kind of edit around that. But the priority number one is like, we got to get it filmed for a program. The reason I've shifted that priority is because I don't have nearly as many people participating in the live classes versus the people who participate in the programming. So it was literally just like, to use my energy and time the best, this is what I have to do. And I think everyone understands that. But I want to brings me back now, we're getting there, very long-winded this morning. I want to bring back that like personalization into some of the live coaching. So like having your camera on, getting adjustments. Like when I do a virtual session, like you've seen throughout the week, I demo something, I come right back, I'm sitting and watching. So having it be a little more like that type of vibe, then I'm doing the whole thing with you. So I'm playing with that in August, seeing how people respond to it. You know, I feel like I could go more of that, like, here are the programs you could buy, but then here's just like a rolling program that goes through every month, like kind of like, you know, what I've done with Hunter's program before, and like a lot of other people do that, where like there's just new programming every week, but then that kind of takes away, if I zoom out and look at like what I want out of my business and time and energy I want to put in, that then takes away the passiveness of it. And I feel like that's way more hands-on. So yeah, let me know if you have any thoughts or ideas, or, you know, even if you're not a Fit Club member, like if you have been with a program or an app for like years and years and years, and like what is something that keeps you in that membership? Yeah, that's it. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. I have to be dressed and ready for this consult in 30 minutes, so we're gonna do that.
We got 5 reps. Let's go for it.
Hello. Okay, schedule got a little bit changed. I did have my 2 p.m. cancel last second, so I just edited my class from earlier. I had the Bell Mechanics mentorship call thing. It went really well. I feel redeemed. I feel like I acknowledged my strengths, talked from experience, not necessarily like expertise, and I answered a lot of questions, and I just feel very like, I don't know, very like cool that that's where we're at. You know, if you watch that video where I talked about like what people say about me on Reddit, like responding to it, one of the things was there were a number of people like pissed off at me that when I went to Belfast, I expressed that I just was like insecure to talk at like the Movement Maker Summit. And I don't think I made it clear that I was speaking about like marketing and like social media marketing and sales funnels, which I'm making all of that up. I think it got misconstrued that I didn't feel like an expert in my field in terms of like, you know, coaching. So that's my bad for not differentiating and like making that clear enough. I just feel like I really redeemed myself, and I feel like I am, one of my big goals this year was like not only getting more involved in the fitness community, but also just like becoming a little bit more of a leader and confident in that with my peers. And I feel like I'm making some nice steps toward that. Like that was me talking to a peer, like peers of other coaches. Was that English? Maybe. And it was also just like really cool to hear Sam, who's the founder of Bell Mechanics. She's been working in this field forever. She's so knowledgeable. I just really like admire and respect her. And like for her to say like, it's been inspiring to watch you grow and like learn from you, I'm just like, that's really freaking cool. So it's very cool to have people who you respect and look up to just acknowledge like you're doing a good job. Like sometimes we just need to be told we're doing a good job, guys. My mommy told me that she was proud of me the other day on the phone, and I almost started crying. So anyway, day got a little rearranged. It's a little annoying because, I mean, look, I got some time back, but I never want clients to cancel. Like that sucks. It also did like, long story short, we need to do laundry, and neither of us had like the same overlapping, like we need about 2 hours start to finish because we can't do laundry at home. And like, it's not just the washing and the drying, it's like also folding after. Kevin and I didn't have 2 hours together today. We would have had it if I had just like edited this earlier and ran earlier. So anyway, it's annoying, but that's a really big first world problem. So anyway, laundry on Saturday still it is. So I'm going to just wait for this to like finish doing a few things, make sure it starts exporting properly. I think I'll do the dishes while I wait. And then we're going to go run at the gym. Also, have I ever introduced you guys to Megadesk? What I'm calling this? Thank you to our friend Kaylin who married us for this monitor and Mac desktop thing. He gave it to me for free. It's a long story, but he saved me $10,000. Thank you, Kaylin. We love you. But I call this Megadesk because it reminds me of that episode of The Office where like, is it Dwight that does it? He like piles up like 3 desks on top of each other and he calls it Megadesks. This is my Megadesk. Anyway, I'm procrastinating because I don't want to do the dishes. Let's go do the dishes. So dark in here. Okay, lovely. All right, let's chat. Here's where I'm at. So originally, when I scheduled this video, I was gonna film Sunday to Thursday. Today's Thursday. And then earlier today, I was like, I should film through Friday. And then I was like, I should film through Saturday. I think I'm gonna go back to my original plan and cut it here. To be honest, why I'm pulling it back now is simply because I don't feel like filming anymore. But also, I didn't realize Kevin is like out all night at shows, so he's not going to get home till midnight. I have no shows to watch on the television. I don't have a book to read, and I'm just kind of like, well, I might as well edit this video then. Is that crazy? I think I talked about this yesterday, but I'm also just like really trying to get ahead before my time off in August. So I'm like, well, the fuck else am I going to do? Let's just edit this thing. I like editing these videos anyway, so it'll be nice and fun. And I'm going to clean up my studio because it's a little bit of a mess after working with a client. I'll import all this footage, eat dinner, shower, do the thing. Yeah. And that's kind of it. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know that, these videos never really perform that well, but they're very fun for me to make, like, on a creative side of things. So if you're here, I appreciate you. If you're not here, but you watch other videos, I still appreciate you. But again, thank you guys so much. If you have not hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. It does really help me out, and I will see you all in the next one.